Hi, everybody, and thanks for the opportunity to share our story about microbial symbionts and how they shape us and our world. It's important to understand about the microbiome. The microbiome is all of your microbial passengers. It could be made up of bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa. There are lots of different players in the microbiome. And the microbiome contributes to who we are and everything about our health. It contributes to our physical wellness, our mental health, social and spiritual elements of ourselves as well. And we're really interested in the symbiotic relationships between the microbes that are our microbial passengers, perhaps those that live in our gut, and how they influence our overall health and what kinds of symbiotic or favorable relationships we may have shared. We published on some ideas that we had about the gut microbiome and how it may have contributed to who we are and what we have the potential to become. And in part, this is summarized by the microbes as a thrilling example of a symbiosis that benefits not only human beings, but also their microbial passengers. Let me tell you more. We paraphrase this by saying microbial symbionts join forces with the host animal on a mammalian love bus. And this was based on some data that we had in mouse models that suggested that the mice take better care of their infants when they're eating certain probiotic organisms. And this might be mediated by the same hormones that are important in childbirth, giving milk, and also the bonding between a mother and an infant. And this idea that mammals or humans might be some kind of a deluxe love bus for microbial passengers was really the basis for our work going forward. This idea that the whole arrangement might actually be a winner for everyone, and that these organisms are an important part of who we are and what we have the potential to become. A research technician in our lab, Katie Weber, recently asked, how did this story even come about? We were really interested in the human connection, particularly early life connection between the mother and the infant, and how this influences what we have the potential to become across our lives, or how we have the potential to connect with the world more broadly. We were specifically focused on microbes that are found in human milk, and use those microbes to do different experiments in mice and test these principles. First and foremost, we were interested in looking at how the effects of a westernized diet influence the physiology of a mammal, and we were using mouse models, and then tested how these bacteria, the bacteria from human breast milk, caused changes in the mouse models with and without the fast food. And we found some really surprising things. One of them was that the probiotics neutralized the bad effects of the fast food and kept the mice healthy and slender in spite of their not so great fast food diet, their westernized diet. And we went on to characterize changes in the microbiome that were associated with fast food, and also to characterize how the probiotics change the balance of microbes to influence these effects. During those studies, one of our very astute technicians, Tatiana, noticed that the mice that were eating the probiotic organism, the one from human breast milk, were extraordinarily shiny and appeared active and more healthy than their counterparts. And we call this the glow of good health. And it led to a series of experiments where we supplemented mice with Lactobacillus reuteri, the human breast milk microbe, in drinking water, and found that the skin injuries healed more than twice as fast in the mice that had gotten the beneficial organisms. And we were very interested, and this is a prototype for a wound healing capacity that would create an environment for that individual to be healthier, maybe not just physically, but also maybe mentally and socially. We were very interested in all of this. So we have a longstanding researcher in the lab, and he is now a postdoc, Dr. B.J. Varian, and he asks, what's the mechanism that underlies this? We were really interested in the possibility that these microbes that the mice are drinking in the water that go to their gut might be changing things about the host as a whole, by influencing activities on a local level and on a systemic level, even involving the brain. So the gut-brain axis has a few possibilities: neurotransmitters, immune cells that produce cytokines, and gut microbes, fancy metabolites, among those possibilities. We did a series of experiments again in mouse models and showed that there was in fact a connection, that the vagus nerve was important in this, and that it involved immune cells as an important cellular mechanism. But essential in the entire process was a change in the hormones of the brain. Interestingly, oxytocin, the social bonding hormone, that might be involved in the mother-infant bond. So oxytocin became a centerpiece in our further investigations, and we went on to examine how microbes might change oxytocin levels in the brain and what this might mean for the body as a whole. So in our hypothesis about, or our proposal about dimensions of good health, we saw oxytocin as a potential unifier between physical wellness, improved mental health. Obviously, oxytocin is important in social wellness, but even extending to spirituality. So this concept connects mother-infant bonding, the concept of love and hugs, along with healing, nurturing, warmth, joy, gratitude, and connectedness, connectedness with other humans, connectedness with our world and even our universe. And we saw this as a very powerful potential paradigm and aspect of the microbiome symbiosis and oxytocin in individuals, in families, even extending to societies and a better world. Mechanistically, to get back to Dr. Varian's question, at the level of the brain, the hypothalamus produces oxytocin that helps counteract some of the detrimental or harmful stress responses in the body. And this happens through an axis between the brain and the adrenal gland. And it's part of the mind-body connection, obviously crediting another laboratory who created this beautiful overview. And in that paradigm, there are extended detrimental metabolic and immunological effects where chronic stress ends up contributing to disease processes, not just physical, but also mental and social. And that a high level of oxytocin at the central nervous system level can help counteract those bad environmental stress factors. So we hypothesized that an important part of what was happening on a whole body level, on a mind-body connection level, in this microbe symbiosis with their human love bus, was this idea that oxytocin in balance with cortisol would help the body respond effectively to environmental stressors, but in a way that was shielded by a microbial hug. So research technician Katie Weber asks again, okay, all this is great. What are your conclusions? Our conclusions are that we demonstrated a mechanism with a particular microbe, a human breast milk source microbe, using animal models to study the concept that demonstrated that the microbiome is a symbiotic partner with a mammalian host animal, with oxytocin being an important part of that mechanism. This extends not just to physical wellness, but also to mental and social and spiritual wellness within communities that has the possibility to change our world. Thanks very much for the opportunity.